Welcome back, and now we are ready to make a great surf and turf dinner that would be perfect for a New Year's Eve dinner.
That's right. We've got a terrific soup that we're starting with. This could be a meal in itself, or it could be a terrific starter for a more elaborate menu.
Absolutely. This is our Tipsy Shrimp bisque. It's absolutely delicious. And you're going to want to start with fresh raw shrimp for this. Now when you go to the seafood case, you'll find that there are lots of different sizes and varieties of shrimp available, and in the magazine we have a complete shrimp guide to help you pick just what you want. For this recipe, we want to be sure that we get shrimp in the shell because we're going to peel the shrimp, and then it goes into a saucepan along with some clam juice and water. That's going to simmer along, and then that's going to make a wonderful stock to flavor our soup. Now in the stock pot here, I have some carrot, celery, onion, and garlic. I cook that until it's just nicely browned. I'm going to turn the heat off for a minute here, and I can add a little bit of Jack Daniels. That'll help to deglaze the pan, and it's going to add a wonderful flavor to our bisque. Now I can go ahead and add that shrimp stock. So I'll turn it off and just strain the shells right out of the broth. At this point, they've done their job, so you can discard the shells and just keep all that great flavor. I'm going to add 2 cups of cream, and I'll bring it to a boil. Once the soup comes to a boil, you're ready to thicken it. I have a mixture that's equal parts of butter and flour that I've mixed together, and I'll just stir that gradually into the soup. This is a great way to make sure that you don't end up with lumpy soup. Then it'll take just a couple of minutes for it to thicken. When the broth is thickened, then you're ready to puree the vegetables. Now you can do that in a food processor or in your blender, but I love using the immersion blender. You can pick one up in the gadget aisle at Dierbergs, and you're able to do it right in the pan, so it makes it really quick and easy. Now you're ready to stir in the shrimp. You want to cook that just until the shrimp is opaque and starts to turn pink. That takes about 2 or 3 minutes. Don't overcook it. You want to make sure it stays nice and tender. Once the shrimp is cooked, then you are ready to ladle it into bowls. And you can put hot sauce on the table, let everybody add to taste. I like just 1 or 2 drops. For a garnish, I have some shrimp that I cooked in the microwave so it stays really pretty and bright colored, and just a little celery leaf tucked in. Makes a nice finish.
It's beautiful.
And it's done. It's a wonderful meal.
It makes a very rich, satisfying meal in itself. Team it up with a salad and bread and you're good to go. Now, we suggest you could also team this up with a beef entree for a really elegant menu. Let's see what you think.
I'm going to taste, sorry. Delicious.
Very good.
Oh, one of my favorite recipes.
This. Yeah. This is definitely one of our favorites for the magazine.
So I'm going to go eat soup while you make beef, okay?
Always leaving me with the work. Now, for the beef menu, for the beef entree, we suggest our beef Valentine with a cherry port sauce. For that, you're going to use a specialty cut. It's available in the meat department. Just be sure to give a 48-hour advance for an order. It's going to come like this. I'm going to unroll it. Now, this is actually a beef ribeye roast, but all of the bones and the excess fat have been removed. It's a really flavorful cut, so I'm not going to add too much in the way of seasoning. I'm just going to drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil and a mixture of salt, pepper, and garlic salt. And I'll just do that on both sides. Okay, the meat is well seasoned. I'm going to reposition this just a little bit so I can roll that up. Now for our recipe, we're going to mix it with, we're going to layer it with some caramelized onions. Just cook those with some brown sugar and thyme, a little bit of butter. Now when I cut them into thin slices, but to make it a little bit easier to roll up inside, I'm just going to give it a quick chop so they're smaller pieces. That should do it. Just spread that out. Then you're ready to roll it up. Now you're going to want to tie off the roast. When you buy this particular cut, the meat department is going to supply you with these little elastic rings, and they're perfect. You're going to put them on the outside of the beef. You want it to be about every inch or so. That's the last string. Now this is ready to go onto a roasting rack. Now prime rib is best served when it's medium rare. The best way to tell when it's the right temperature is to use a digital thermometer like this. Just put the probe into the thickest part of the meat, and then just set your temperature. The reason I like these particular digital thermometers is that they stay outside of the oven. Meat goes in and the cord links it to the thermometer outside. It'll beep when it's reached just the right temperature. Okay, the beef is ready. I just let it rest for about 15 minutes just to set the juices. Let's see. Oh, beautiful. It's got that nice pink interior that we want. That's prime rib at its best. Go ahead and plate up this. The spirals are delicate, so I'll just use a little spatula. Scoop that over.
Looks wonderful. We're going to just top that with a little bit of cherry port sauce. This is a sauce that you can actually make ahead of time, and it will reheat beautifully in the microwave, so it makes it really easy when it's time to put your dinner all together. Be sure to have plenty of it. Pass it alongside because your guests are going to enjoy having extra.
These are our veggies in a brown sugar glaze, just some Brussels sprouts, simple vegetables, an easy way to finish out the meal.
Just perfect.
There we go. Done.
Now, all of the recipes that we've shown you tonight are in the December issue of the Everybody Cooks magazine, and we hope that you'll pick up the magazine and try making some of them for your holiday celebrations. All of us at Dierbergs wish you and your family a very happy holidays.
Good night.
Good night.